Today, you probably gonna need a drink, because I definitely have one. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, but today what we're gonna be discussing is that good old Kevin Samuels. Now, when I tell you somebody get on my damn nerves, he is on my last good nerve. And the one opportunity he had to do what he came to do, he didn't do it. It beat him in for me. Okay, ready to get started? So am I. Because y'all know I'm late and I gotta go. Let's get right. We're back. Toast to Friday. Y'all want to know what I'm drinking today? You're not going to believe it, because I'm pretty much an 1800 girl. But what I'm actually drinking is Stella, the watermelon, y'all. It is so good. Oh, my God. And, of course, I mix it with some Red Bull. Because, listen, it's one of them weeks. I didn't even realize it was Friday. But here we go. So we're going to jump right in. Let me tell you. So let me set the stage. Okay? This is what happened. What had happened was this young girl was dating a guy, and she likes to date older guys. Nothing wrong with it. Stability, whatever. Knock yourself out. She's dating this older guy, right? And the older guy told her, listen, boo, we can't do this because you need therapy. After hearing this, I'm going to say she needed shot therapy. That's what it was. I've been trying to think this whole time, like, what does she really need? She really needed shock therapy. And he really should have advised her on exactly what she needed. But I digress. So she goes to get the therapy, and now she want to come back. So I'm going to be doing an overlay with clips. It's my first time doing it, but let's see how it goes. Apparently these days I like a good challenge. So first thing she did was, I can't make this shit up, so I want you to hear it yourself. Watch, we're gonna watch it.
How could I juggle it with getting a high value man back that I felt like I lost because I wasn't in therapy. I was.
Okay, so y'all heard her say she got therapy, right? This goes to prove everybody that say they ain't that's in therapy. Oh, Lord. I be wondering, do people really tell their therapist what's really going on? Because some people be saying they're in therapy, and I be like, well, I guess it could be for anything. It don't have to be for what you lying and saying it's for. But I digress. I really don't see the purpose. Therapy is expensive. It's like $150 a session. I don't got time for it. And that's like the best place to tell the truth, because it's somebody that's, you know, unbiased, and you can literally tell them what you need to say so they can help you. I thought that was the goal, but in this particular case, we see it wasn't. So this is very interesting. So she got the therapy. Now she's ready to find her boo. Okay, let's see.
He said, literally, I need to get therapy.
Have you done that?
Yes, I've been in therapy from that time. So.
Okay, y'all hear that? Sometimes you gotta ask the right questions, which I'm finding to be true about life, period. If you don't ask the right questions, some people are not going to exactly be forthcoming. They know what the hell you mean when you asking certain questions, but that's his life. Depends on who you're dealing with, what they gonna actually tell you, right? They're not gonna tell you everything. I don't necessarily see nothing wrong with that, because nobody tells everything. Everybody talk about keeping it 100 and want to keep track of what you saying and what you not saying. Meanwhile, they gritting their teeth together because the skeleton about to come out of their closet is about to be epic. But they all up in your business and telling you how you should be telling your truth and shit like that. Look, my truth don't belong with nobody between me and the person that I'm talking to. But if you are going to call into a show, or you are going to do things like record for YouTube, or, you know, be a motivational speaker, tell the truth as it relates to the topic, right? So in this particular case, like, dog, you calling in finding out how to get back a high value man, but you leaving some shit out. I can't. Let's see.
Just over a year since that time. I moved on and I got married, but I don't want to be with
You got married?
Yeah.
You're currently married?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Ma'am. Are you trolling me?
No, I'm not.
You broke up. This guy called it out, and and you said you wouldn't gotten therapy, and you're married, and you're actively on a platform with 1 million folks, actively talking about leaving your husband to get back with your ex.
Because he's high value.
Calling into a radio. You call it into a show, and let me just let y'all in on something too, right? So when a show is happening and you see it on that one platform, that show could be on about 16 different platforms. It's not just on the one you looking at. So even when you judging, talking about, oh, they only got 3 people watching or 4 people watching. First of all, everybody started somewhere. That's first of all. Second, first of all, it could be on different platforms and you just don't know that because it's not your niche and it's not something that, you specialize in. But it could be on iHeartRadio, Apple Radio. It could be on Facebook for 7 different people, Instagram. Point is, girl, I pride myself on women knowing how to do what we do. Oh, to be fair, she 26. Somebody ain't helped her yet. I don't understand. Is she really? Y'all. She called in to ask how to get her high-valued man back. But she's married. You couldn't ask your homegirls. You couldn't ask your dad. You couldn't ask. Hell, I would be more comfortable if you wouldn't ask his postman. What the hell? Girl, are you crazy? I need follow-up. That's the reason, and y'all know y'all seen that meme that talks about us not wanting to, don't involve us in your stuff because we don't get no follow-ups. Listen, my follow-ups be whole testimonies. And I've told y'all my follow-ups on my other channel. On this channel, you will see the same thing. Like if I bring something up and it's something I'm talking about, I'm obviously trying to help somebody, be it letting somebody know you're not going through it by yourself, you're not the only one, whatever the situation, but whether it ends up well or it does not turn out right, I generally do a follow-up. If I don't do a follow-up, charge it to the game, because guess what? I tell people, inbox me and tell me if you want to hear something. I might have forgot. Life happens. I can't remember everything. And y'all know, if you don't know by now, I have multiple businesses and I still work. I'm not one of those people that took that quote-unquote leap of faith, because I don't call it a leap of faith. I call it a leap till death. Why would I leave my career to start my business when my career is what pays for my business and gives me the sanity to make it through what I'm doing, and sometimes the knowledge? Ain't nobody going to be doing all of that. But this Foo Foo Head and this show is dedicated to Lucci. We love watching stuff like this, and we would definitely call people Foo Foo Heads. This one is a for real Foo Foo Head. I cannot believe she just got on here with that.
Break your covenant with God and wreck your home of the pipe fitter guy is because the previous guy was higher value, meaning he earns more money?
Yeah, and his social status, how he looks.
The first guy did for a living. But what is the first guy do for a living? The higher status
he's
guy?
Like IT, some cyber security. He has his own business.
So I want you to ask yourself a question. What did it say about him? What do you think it would say to that man about a woman who willingly got married to an older man, and she was willing to leave her husband for the shot at getting back with him? think that would say to him?
Okay, y'all heard right. That be my this be my problem with Kevin Samuels, right? You have all these opportunities to go off on this girl, and you haven't went off on her since you keep it real all the damn time, and you really do on your show. But this one, you don't go off because of her height and her dress size. I didn't know you get to act a damn fool if your dress size is a certain dress size, and you... That's the problem. That's the problem right there. That is why in her little pea brain head, she thinks she can do the shit that she do. Because she feels like she is the prize for the wrong reasons. And she's consistently talking about being with the high valued man and what they bring to the table. And now she's ready to jump ship because the other one actually made it. Because my assumption, and it's just my assumption, would be that the other one had not made it yet, which is why she listened to him and did what he suggested, but also moved on, because I don't believe, you know, and she's the exception. We're talking about the rule, okay? I don't believe that any woman that loves a man, we will go through hell and high water with that man. We will stick by that man. I don't know if I've said it on this show yet, but one of my first loves, yes, I had two. One was from 2nd grade and one was from 4th grade. Anyway, I actually followed life with them. And the one that I absolutely love in the 4th grade, his name is Damon. I could say his name. I could say whoever's name I want to. But anyway, his name was Damon, and one of his requirements, yes, I say requirements because everybody has a right to have requirements, but one of his was that whomever he was going to be with had to have a college degree. That was really important to him for stability, and you know how we grew up and not wanting to be in those particular situations again. That was one of his stipulations, right? So did I leave and go get a degree and then be with somebody else? No, I didn't. I stayed with him and went to college and got a degree because I was getting it for that relationship. So if she truly would have seen the value in him and that he already had those things, she would have stayed. She would have gotten those things, therapy, what she needed, according to him. She would have gotten the therapy and stayed with him. She wouldn't have married anybody else. So the fact that she married somebody else, she's not looking for marriage for love and things like that. She's looking for stability. And whatever way you're looking for marriage, I mean, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. The only time that I think that there's something wrong with how you go about things is if you don't tell the other person, you know? Because what if her husband married her for love only to turn on this show one day and find out that she really married him. Jeez, this stuff comes out fast. That she really married him for financial gain. My caveat to that is that if he married somebody half his age, he knew. He did. He knew he was trying to get somebody that those type of things would appeal to, and that quite possibly somebody that he could like train up the way that he wanted her to go. I'll let you guys listen to the rest while I tie down my edges so I don't get the stuff on my hair. So enjoy the rest.
He would be willing to leave his current wife to get back with the previous woman. What would the world say about that man?
This woman he got back with is the one he always wanted.
She belongs to the streets.
Okay, y'all, that is it. I just took a short clip out of it, but that is it. So now let's talk about it uninterrupted. So first of all, if the roles was reversed, and that's why I did this one right after I just did my last one, talking about, you know, the things that we need from men and why they may not be getting what they need. This one was perfect to do next, instead of the bedroom, because this is what is most important to a lot of women, and that is stability. But not this type of stability. After hearing this, I could kind of see why some of the men that I hear talk say the things that they say. I personally, honestly, never heard a girl talk like this. Like, yes, I want stability. Yes, I always wanted somebody that made 6 figures or more. That was important to me because of where we stay. It was based on logic. Like, we stay in California. It is expensive. And back then, that was a lot. That's something that I wanted, like, right out of high school. So imagine it being 2 years later. Just run with me on my age, okay? Imagine it being 2 years later, and look at how expensive things are. Hell, a house in Compton is $1 million. So if you don't make a certain amount of money, it's not good. But let's get back to this Foo Foo Head and what, oh Lord, I cannot believe she just did that on a radio or YouTube or however, you know, she did it when she called in. And then she called in and she showed her face. She didn't even do it anonymous. What is wrong with people being so willing to do things out, like, in public? Don't you have any respect for yourself and your partner? Like, real life, you don't have no respect for your life and your own life and your own business and your own partner. Like, in real life, Foo Foo Head, you are, what'd she say, 26, 27? If she's that age and he's buying a house, she didn't say we bought a house. What you gonna do when he puts you out that house? I don't know what the rules are on the East Coast as far as common property and all of those things. But if he is the breadwinner and he's the one who bought the house, they didn't buy the house. Oh, laws are not, it's things people can do to get around those things. So don't ever get so comfortable in that you feel like you could just take something from somebody, because it's ways around it. That's number one. So Foo Foo Head, I hope you have somewhere to stay when you did this, because Kevin Samuel specifically said, if you know her, if you know her husband, make sure he gets this video. And I feel like that's fair, because guess what? He's not wrong. If that was a woman, you know, people, and not that it's any different in this because it was recorded. I mean, you know, they couldn't say whatever. But I'm glad he asked that question. Like, if this was a man doing this to a woman, you know, how would this be taken? It's the same thing. The respect that you have for your marriage is how your life is going to play out sometimes. Do things not work out sometimes? They don't. And that's okay. But it depends on how you do it. This is somebody that you said that you would commit the rest of your life to, and that for better or for worse, and all of those things that you say with the tears in your eyes on that day that you truly believe. And then when it comes down to it and something just don't go your way, some people will literally jump ship. She's really willing to jump ship over, what she say? She said she named a bunch of stuff. Like, girl, did you even know him? Like, and you did all of this within 1 year. First of all, how did you, if you really love somebody, heartbreak can last a year sometimes, and you need to take the time to be by yourself. And she's young. She definitely should have took the time to be by herself and get herself together and let the therapy sink in. And instead, she's right away thinking about if she has, what did she say, value, and I was important and blah, blah, blah. Girl, the date didn't let you know that she was cute. Like, you had to go all the way through to marrying somebody. I wonder what the dynamics is like in her family, because she's not mentioning anything about goals, career, and stuff like that, but she's really locked in on feeling valued through a man, and she has a dad. So stick a pin right there. We're going to talk about on another show why that doesn't necessarily mean anything, and why we should not, as adults, go so hard on our parents, because the perfect quote-unquote foundation can be laid, and you can still come out as a foo-foo head like her, because we come out with our own personalities. But as parents, it is, and a village, it's our job to make sure that we do our part, so when they do come out as foo-foo heads, we don't feel bad about it, and we know that they have the tools that they needed. It was their choice not to take them. Because I need to talk to her dad. I need to talk to her mom. It's a wonder why her sister don't talk to her. My guess would be because she's a foo-foo head, and her sister probably married for love and is still in a one-bedroom apartment trying to work her way up with her husband to have the things that some man just met her and in a year gave to her. I wonder if this has anything to do with her being the youngest too. Like, does this have to do with being spoiled? I don't know. I really, really, really need the men to chime in on this one, because this is what, you know, the men be talking about. Is this a rare case? I don't know. But what I could tell you is, even if the woman is looking for those kind of things, it's your responsibility, like y'all tell us it's our responsibility, to gauge what you are getting. Is it more important to have somebody who is that height and that size and don't bring nothing to the table, so you could feel like the man, and have what you feel like is a prize on your arm? Or is it more important to be with somebody that loves you and that has substance? And you can have both. You really can, but are you going to get every single thing that you want out of the next person? I'll ask you this. Are you getting every single thing that you want out of yourself? Then why do you think it's going to come with another person? We all have things that we want out of ourselves that we don't exactly deliver on, or we haven't delivered on yet. I like to say yet. It's hope, girl. It's hope. But this girl, I don't understand. I don't. I've had some experiences where I've seen things that I didn't want to see, that a partner was doing, and it don't feel good. It don't feel good at all. I'll share the story. I'll share the story one day with y'all on this channel about how I found out that somebody I was dating was having a baby. Or had the baby, I should say. Had the baby. That doesn't feel good. I can't imagine literally hearing my husband say things like that. And I don't care. It doesn't matter what we're going through. It doesn't matter what we're facing in our marriage. And the reality is, you know that when you get mad, you say some things. But to like literally call into a show to find out how to get another man, but you're not calling into the show finding out how to like fix your marriage, because you have a high value man. Now you just took somebody off the market that you didn't need to take off the market. You could have left him for somebody else. Somebody else would have wanted him. And for the second part of the questions that I have, please hold on. That's some good stuff. My second part of the questions that I have, because I got so many. I wish I had her number. I'll call her ass and ask her some questions for real, for real. But the second part is those are the things that she wants. You know, she wants the social status and things like that. She obviously married somebody who is like a hands-on type of person and older. So he may not be interested in social social things and stuff like that. That's where that age difference and not being equally yoked really comes into play. Because, well, more so being equally yoked, because I'll say I can't figure out how to use TikTok, period. And then I cut it on this morning like, okay, I'm going to do it. Asia, you're going to do it. And it was a 70-year-old Caucasian woman on there listening to rap. And that was a part of her TikTok. So guess what? You can do whatever. So it's not really age. And my brother-in-law keeps trying to like instill that in my head, that it's really, a lot of these things don't have to do with age. They're just put in our heads to like control us and make us think we can do certain things and automatically write it off as age, because it's just easier, right? If you can't get something, sometimes it's easier to say it's due to age. So it's easy to say that this girl is behaving this way due to age, but I don't think that's it. I think it all has to do with her her self-esteem. It's shot. Why is her self-esteem so shot like that? And on what planet? You know, I'm sure that maybe the dude that she wants to go back to, if he sees this, I'm pretty sure like he's flattered. I'm almost positive he would be flattered. But he probably, if he's her senior, he's in his 30s, early 40s by now. If that man is not married already, I could tell you one thing he doing. He probably like, whoo, I dodged a bullet. I was right. She is a Foo Foo head, and a bigger Foo Foo head than I thought. She one of them people that would be on Fatal Attraction, that show Fatal Attraction. She's one of them kind of people that would be on there for not getting her way or somebody wanting to break up with her. I bet you we're going to review some of them too, because this shit is insane. I wonder, what do her friends tell her? I really wonder what those comments look like that's on the original of this. I wonder what those comments look like. But for the sake of me always being the type of woman that don't have a problem saying, man, you're right. When I saw this, I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, wow, they are right. But in looking at her, that's similar to like how it said, be careful who you choose to have your baby by. And more of that is put on the woman. And I agree with it, because the woman is the one who's going to have the baby. Have to keep the baby and all of those things. So you want to make sure that you're protecting your space. So you make sure that you don't go out there and get somebody that just walked straight out of prison for the 13th time, right? You telling us we need to make sure and pay attention to the signs and all that good stuff. Well, with her, you can't make me believe that man didn't know that it was something that was off. You couldn't, because even in the way that she's answering the questions, and also be aware that if you didn't identify it, there's a delay in how she's responding. And the delay is because she's hearing it, you know, minutes later, or not minutes, seconds later. So it's not that, you know, don't be disrespectful to her in the comments, please, because I still don't deal with disrespect well. It's fun and games calling her a Foo Foo head, because you went on social media, you are a Foo Foo head. But the derogatory things, I don't like those kind of things, okay? So just at least be nice with that. But there's a delay. So that's not necessarily that, you know, something is off with her as it relates to that. But I think today I always use pink and red, huh? Maybe I'll just do browns. I'll just do browns. I will. No, I'm gonna do yellow. Okay, let's go. But with this girl, it's no way you could tell me. It's no way. I'm sorry. You cannot make me believe that when that man started dating that girl, that he didn't know that something was a little bit different and that she's more of an opportunist. You could tell in the way that people talk. Everything she said was, I got the therapy I needed, so now basically I deserve a high value man and one that is, you know, all of the things that I want. But in none of that did she ever mention what she brings to the table, that she loves to be a wife. She specifically said she dates older men for stability. If I were to date an older man, I would want to date an older man for experience. And what I mean by that is there's things that I'm going through that he's already went through. There are things that younger men do that typically an older man is done with by a certain age. So I would do it for something like that type of stability, but financial stability, being taken care of. And I got daddy issues, and I still wouldn't do it. My daddy issues stop at a hug and as far as what I want from my partner, and being there when I need you to be there. But the extra clingy, the needing them to raise me and all that, we don't want our parents to raise us when they raising us. So you mean to tell me that this Foo Foo Head went and found somebody that is clearly looking to tell her what to do? I don't get it. I don't get it. And I bet you if you ask her parents what kind of student she was, like in high school and stuff, they'll probably be like, she didn't listen. She didn't listen. She was spoiled. Because it's something to her sister not talking to her too. What sister doesn't talk to their little sister to that point? Now, me and my sister are like night and day. No doubt. We are like night and day. But on those things that we have in common, we vibe with. It's just I'm not trying to change her. She's not trying to change me. But her relationships play a huge part in her behavior as well. If I was any man listening to that, like, she would be on the America's Most Wanted, blocked, don't call me, don't talk to me, therapy ain't gonna help you because you're not helping yourself. Yeah, she would, They need to make a reality show with her and other people like her, because they need to help men, because that is not cool. And if you marrying for love, some people marry for business. I know a couple that did. And they are absolutely in love now, though, because they got the financial part down. In love, kids, practices, all kind of stuff. They are in love. But be with somebody for a straight business deal, let it be mutual. And whatever you do, and I'm going to always preach that on this channel, and whatever you do, be honest. Because there really is somebody out there for everything. That's literally their goal too. So get with a like-minded, equally yoked person and make it work. But you can't, y'all think that man, what y'all think he gonna do when he find out? What y'all think he gonna do? Because let me tell you something, dumb. Let me tell you something. It's people out here trying to hold on to their man that ain't even bought them no house, with their teeth and their nails and all of that. Not even their husband, just their man. And you done came on here with that foolishness. And to his point, it's 1 million people watching just on YouTube. And you just handed your man back on a silver platter. So not only did you humiliate him in public, you also handed him back. What I mean by handed him back is if that man has any attachment to social media or anything like that, oh, the girls is on. Oh, honey, they put on their best push-up bra and they on their way to him. They are. And if it's a neighbor, I'm telling you, when you do things, my mom always told me, if you write it, if you record it, if you do anything like that, you can best believe it's gonna get out. So even in your time of transparency or and sharing and things like that, make sure that it's something you're truly not embarrassed for, and that it's something that you don't feel like you're going to need to hide, because anybody can find it. And I don't just mean the person that sometimes, you know, you post stuff because you want a certain person to see it. Be honest. Yes, you do. But that ain't the only person that's going to see it. And that's not the only person that's judging. There's people lurking and waiting for certain things to happen. And when they do, honey, that person goes rampant. She done lost her husband. She not getting a new dude. She's not. The old new dude, she's not getting him because she's not better. She's worse. He said she needed therapy to not make people pay for what, you know, she's experienced in the past. But look at the type of experience that she just brought to somebody. And then did it in public. You just made that now public, in the public eye. And his initial problem was just not making other people pay for the experiences that you have had because you've been through things. And now you just added a whole new layer to it in that how you will treat people. I don't know, Hildegard. I don't know. That was dumb. That was really, really dumb. And her life is over. You can go ahead and wrap him up in a bow, honey. Unless he has low self-esteem, which most men don't. Most men don't have low self-esteem, even when they should. They don't. I'm just saying. What I mean by that is they don't think like how women are hard on themselves. Men are usually not hard on themselves like that. So the things that would otherwise cause somebody else to have low self-esteem, even a woman, that's not how they operate. So good luck to her, because that shit right there, this is over. And she can count that over for real, for real. And if you happen to pull up the clip and you see like her facial expression, now that facial expression, that was golden. Because that girl sat there looking like, dang, I did just mess up. I did just call in. I did just call into a show, and it's not just me and this person. And I called in talking about I done got therapy and now I'm ready. And then when I told him I was married, everything changed. I really want to know, what did she think he was going to say? Did she think he was going to be like, oh, girl, yes, I get it. I get it. This happened a year ago. It's also new. Yes, I know. Yes, you guys got married and he already bought you a house. But girl, it's okay. It don't matter. You know, he could do that with somebody else too. Just go on and leave him. Yes, honey. Chase love. Go find your boo. That's what she thought he was going to say, huh? She must not have listened to his shows before. If I was her, I would have been expecting anything. It would have been the exact opposite. Because she said that like it was like, oh, I'm a size 4'6" now. I'm the height. I'm ready for my high value man. I did the work. And I'm so great that I even practice being a wife until I can get back to my real thing. I did. Because yes, what this is going to say is, I know what I want. I know what I want so much that I ruin somebody else's life. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I know what I want. And I'm a go-getter. I'm a go-getter. And yes, that is why. Yes, that's what he's going to say. I think a lot of y'all believe the shit she say. I do. I really think she believes that because it rolled off of her tongue. Like that. She really thinks that she's young. That is, oh Lord. I'm trying not to say she's young because the girls in my program for my nonprofit got more sense than her. And more values and more foundation than her. When she was asked, the way that he asked the question, this is why it's a big deal for me. The way that he asked the question was with God in there and breaking a covenant, right? That is a big deal. The things that you say and the promises that you make to God, we break them every day. Yes, we do. Nobody is without breaking their promises to God and themselves, right? But when she was asked that question, she had a real selfish ass answer. She was ready with an answer. As selfish as it was, she felt like that answer made sense. She really felt like that answer made sense. And that's where, and I'm allowed to have my concerns. That's where my concerns with religion and things come in, is that we're all gung-ho for things to happen when they're going our way. But as soon as whatever we are following doesn't also now translate into what we're doing, what we have done, the mistakes we're making, etc., we completely abort mission. You know, instead of staying in it and accepting your responsibility, owning up to the fact that it's not right, and then moving forward. But at no point did she even blink. Y'all, did y'all look at her body language and everything? Like, she legit didn't blink. Like, it was like, I've been in therapy, and I've been in therapy since he told me to be in therapy, so I'm ready now. But nothing about her husband. Like, that, ma'am, you're saying it as if you've been by yourself for this year, and that you really took what he said to heart and applied it. And so now you can, you know, return and revisit the conversation you may have last had with this new you, right? That would make complete sense. But baby girl, you didn't sit. What is wrong with people sitting in their shit and sitting by themselves and making decisions that they need to make? Wait, does your own silence bother you? Is that what it is? Your own company bothers you? I wonder if that's it. No, for real. I wonder if that's it. I wonder if it's that people don't know how to sit with themselves, sit in their stuff. They don't want to take the time to learn who they are in the midst of something. They kind of want other people to just shovel in their shit and keep going and learn who they are and adjust to who they are. But they don't take enough time to actually invest in learning themselves. That has to be it, y'all. That's the only thing that would make any sense, because she's legit talking as if she put in the work that he said put in for him. You married somebody else. At that point, you for the streets. That's the only answer, is you really are for the streets, because that doesn't make any sense how she's talking. And this is how people really truly talk too. They really, you know, be talking like, nope, I'm good now. Let's get this thing, let's go. And those of us that don't live on the planet Decepticon, we're looking around like, we're not going anywhere with you. We don't trust you. You can't do right by yourself and be honest to yourself, and you want me to roll out with you? Nah. I still got your back. I'll follow you in my car, but I can't exactly be involved in what you just said, because it makes no sense. And her behavior and reaction, it doesn't make any sense at all. But I think that that's the answer, y'all. People don't take the time between breakups. People don't take the time to reflect when they should. And then it turns around and it hurts the next relationship that you have with somebody, because you try to take some of the things that you maybe didn't learn in a previous relationship. Like, I'm sure that her being in therapy and stuff and growing and learning, her growing and learning was a turn on to him. The husband was probably like, oh, she's really mature for her age. I'm proud of her for doing the work. You know, this is somebody I could go ahead and heal it because she does care about what her partner says. And that's something that she didn't shy away from, right? Because let's just face it, somebody telling you need therapy, most people would take it negatively, where I'm pretty sure based on his age, he was saying it to let her know, like, if you want to have a successful relationship, these are things that you need to heal these wounds, is probably what he was telling her, right? You need to heal these wounds. I can almost bet you, based on experience, that she then went into the dating scene and took that information with her. Like, yes, I'm in therapy because what I realize is that I'm holding on to some things and it's really hurting me, and I want to be a good partner. And so to learn and grow, I have to make sure that, you know, I invest the time. She probably repeated everything that nigga told her. She probably repeated everything he told her that she needed to move forward and be in a relationship. She used it to her advantage to get with that new dude. I bet you. I bet you. Bet you any kind of money. I bet you. Because that's what them kind of people do. They ain't learning shit. All they learning is how to maneuver and manipulate and keep getting what they want. And some, I will be honest, I really believe that some do really want to learn and grow and all of those things. We all do. Well, I do. I like learning new things about myself. And then how the things that I've done impact my life. I like learning those things when the lesson is over. Okay? Nobody likes to learn it while they're going through it. It just doesn't feel good all the time. But when the stuff is over, or more recently, I've grown to learn to let go. And so I could step back in the middle of something and catch the lesson quicker, right? So while I'm going through it, it helps me to go through what somebody else might be looking at as the most terrible thing ever, because in the middle of it, I took the time for just myself, outside of seeking my mom's help, my husband's approval, my sister's approval, anybody else. I've taken the time to just step back and be okay with being in my own thoughts and going through whatever that looks like, right? So in everything, there really is a lesson. In most things, there are a lesson. And it is for you. Even if it's something that really, really hurts you, it's for you. And you don't exactly see it because, let's just be honest, some things are not fair. When I listen to some people's stories and they go through back to back to back to back really big stuff, I'm like, God, they got it the first time. Like, why did they need to go through it again? But that's their thing, right? So in certain things, I feel like when we have a cross to bear, each person carries their own cross to bear, and you will keep going through those same things. And when people say you keep going through it because you didn't learn a lesson, I don't necessarily think that's true either. God shows his work through us, right? So if he shows his work through us, then we become the testimony. So if I go through something and somebody sees me go through it, it may give them hope, right? Because now I know how to go through it and it doesn't impact me the same way that it did the first time. That can sometimes happen. So with this particular girl, I feel like if she keeps dating older men because she's looking for something in that, no, I don't think she's learned her lesson. I don't, because she didn't even take the time. She didn't apply it. Her dad telling her something didn't stop her from jumping on that call with a complete stranger who you know is completely, typically very disrespectful, and you still jump right on there. So did she learn her lesson? No, because she quite possibly have learned her lesson after this, especially with him saying, oh, you guys, if you know her husband, make sure you tell her husband. She learned her lesson now, because now she's probably afraid. Fear will make you learn some shit sometimes too. But that girl has lost her mind. And men, if you out there dealing with that type of thing, stop dealing with those type of women, because they make it very known. They make it very, very known. They're not Decepticons at all. That's the problem that I have with men, is that they're typically Decepticons. And nothing that that girl is saying is not something that it looks like she didn't have a problem saying, like, very comfortably before. So I don't think her husband doesn't know that she's with him for stability and all of those things. I'm sure that he still thinks that there is love there, but I really think that he doesn't know that it's to this degree. And even if he does know, the covenant of a husband and a wife and what they share in their marriage can get real raw sometimes, and that belongs between them, not between the whole world. So even if he does know, she doesn't even have the concept in her head that, yes, that may be a conversation that you two had. He might know all of this, but once you took it to the streets, you broke your covenant. That was supposed to be between you and your husband. Like, that shit had never went no damn where between you, your husband, and your therapist. Maybe a good girlfriend, maybe your dad. But you literally just went out here and now the shit is going viral. I'm sure it's gonna go, like, how can it not? So, baby, listen. If y'all deal with something like this, y'all need to let us know. That's another problem, y'all men. We got all these memes going around about men that cheat and all this other shit, and we don't have stuff like this. That's why when y'all say stuff like, we like, nobody would do that. That don't make no damn sense. But y'all show me, because this one right here, I was like I went in the comments. My friend posted it. I went in the comments, and to every man that was there and had a comment, the same way I do when I'm going to bat for women and what we say, I went back and I was like, you right. She sure is. I can't believe because you have to be fair. The only way that we could bring things out and really talk about them is if we talk about them without the finger pointing. And it's okay to go back and say I'm wrong or I didn't know or whatever. But I'm wrong or I didn't know, it ain't gonna help her. She is done. Oh my God. She is done. Girl, if you out there and you need help, like, my non-profit stuff is below. Like, if you need shelter, like, we can see what we can do for you. Because, girl, you're not even going to be safe at your daddy house after. Can your daddy fight? Y'all got to stop doing stuff that you're not prepared for it, too. Like, don't pick a fight and you ain't about that life. I'm so nervous for her. If y'all are her friend, help her, Kay. Help her. Oh, that's it. I need to drink the rest of this, and then I need to live my life because, ooh, she made my stomach hurt. What would y'all do? That's it. Okay, Crown Royals, sound off in the comments and let me know what the hell you would do. And if that was I got one because I got more women follow me. If that was your homegirl, what would you do? If that was your homegirl, what would you do? Or if that was somebody that you heard, if that was your sister-in-law, that's a good one. If that was your sister-in-law, what would you do? What would you have to say? Don't be defending her, because when you wrong, you wrong. And this girl's so wrong. She got me drinking at 11. Toast to the weekend. And toast to manifesting millions. See y'all later. No, I need some more. And be the pictures for me.